Yeah, folks, this will be the follow-up to the previous video. And tonight devote my conversation, our talk. I'll devote it to the gesture, folks. Now, I'll pick up where I left off. I'll speed it up a little bit. I was talking to the Lord, and I was telling him how great and magnificent that he is. And mostly because I've realized that he is so great that even a speck of dust like me, he can hear me and experience me because he is me. Do you now understand what I'm saying to you? He's so great that the pain you feel, anything you're going through, he already knows because he is you, folks. Right? Every single one of you, all throughout the universe, from here to infinity, folks. He knows, right? He can understand everything you're going through or who you are or what you think and what you embody. He can understand all of these things all throughout the universe. And see, when you're blessed with this kind of knowledge, folks, you sit back and you really think about this. It's really, really deep, folks. It's really profound, folks. But that's stretching your lower level conscious thoughts, folks. That's raising you, folks, in consciousness, awareness, folks, to the reality. The reality keeps you in a place where you are consistently checking that mirror because you know that the Lord is your mirror. Oh, you see what I'm saying? He's so great, folks. I was telling him. I tell him that I fear him because of his greatness. And it is undeniably great, folks. Now, many of you will talk all of this shit, but if the Lord presents himself before you, you will bow, you will cower in fear, folks. He is that great, folks. You will realize you're just a speck of dust. You will see yourselves in this fishbowl, folks. A fishbowl sponsoring a rat race. Isn't that interesting? But you're swimming around in this life, in this existence, and you're just clueless to the greater possibilities or the greater will happens. It's more so I'll say it. Because it's that time, folks. Right? And so tonight I want to devote my conversation to the gesture. I was telling the Lord that when I give him praise and sometimes I'm singing to him and he's enjoying me singing to him. And then, because I'm human, I have some of these flighty things in my mind where, for 1 second you're going, I'm getting your throat is getting tired or something. You've been singing so well and he's enjoying it, right? And, you want to stop. And then you think for 1 second, I'm going to stop in a minute. And then the Lord tells you, he says, keep singing. He's enjoying it. He's having a good time with you singing to him. And then you really think again, once again, this is the Lord. He's holding my life. I am grateful to him. I am thankful and blessed, right? Because he has blessed me with something that is beyond material treasure, folks, right? When you realize and you know him and you are part of holding on to him, folks, you will have abundant treasure because you will have him. Isn't he the greatest treasure? Think about it. So tonight we're going to talk about the gesture. Not going to make this video as long as the last one. I think I rambled on a little bit, but I was able to, hone my thoughts down to what I think this is really about. And like I was saying, I get flighty sometimes. I had a few drinks or whatever, but that's just to relax me. I'm, working on some things. And, I like to do that. But I offer the Lord the wine that I'm drinking. Why? Because he is the wine, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So you always want to offer anything you're eating or drinking to the Most High. You always want to offer it to him, right? And appreciation. See, I want you to understand there's nothing you can give him that would be that giving him your praise is all you really have of value because he's giving you life and he the whole time he is you, folks. right? You think you're separate, and that's where you're ignorant at, but he is you, folks. So he can experience all of your pain, anything you're going through, he already knows and can feel it because he is you, folks. So the gesture is a sign of bowing to him, showing him that you appreciate what he's doing for you in this material reality or any reality. Do you understand? This is where you get selfish and you're self-centered and you want to give yourselves praise and you want to uplift yourselves over him, right? Now, typically demoniacs do such things, folks. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? When you are blessed with the glory of the Most High, it is constantly allowing you to be aware and to look back to him and always thank him for holding your life as he holds your life. To see him and know he's great as he is, folks, look, let me tell y'all something. It's something you can't measure. He is that profoundly great, folks. There's no word, there's nothing to describe him because he is all things, folks. So like I was trying to explain to you, giving him gold or silver, what is that when he is the gold and the silver, right? So we're nothing to him. But singing to him and giving him praise, if he's my friend, folks, and he enjoys me singing to him, I'm going to sing to him. I told you I have many songs for him. And you'll learn some of these songs soon. But my point is I sing to him. And sometimes in my mind, because I was starting to get all over the place. But sometimes in my mind, I'm tired or something. Like I told you, sometimes the Lord will tell me to get out of bed at a certain time and come talk to him. I have a place I can talk to. He is everywhere. He is there. But there's a special place that I have where I talk to him and he'll want me to come to that place. Right? And even if I'm tired in bed, I get up because, folks, he holds my life. With this kind of blessing, they say, and what's that cliche or that saying? To much is given, much is expected. When you're given a blessing on this level, the Lord does not expect you not to give him praise. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because he blessed you to know this stuff, to know the realities, to know the heavens, folks. You understand? To become family and understanding of the heavens, folks. Right? A working active relationship with them, but really in reality, my bigger relationship is with the Most High, and that is why I have a relationship with them as well, folks. You see, you don't get them unless you get him, folks. Right? He has the keys to the lock. Now in the gesture, so you always want to gesture to the Most High. But I want you to picture an everyday scenario in your lives. Because I was, thinking about this. Just an example. And you're out and about somewhere and you go into one of these locations or something where there's other people congregating, store or something, mall or whatever. And you're walking there, people all around you, and as you get to the door, you open the door to go in, but then you notice there's another group of people coming in. And let's describe this group maybe. Let's put a face on this group just for my example. It could be any of you, but we'll just use this scenario, folks. You've seen it all the time. But so you hold and prop the door open for these folks because you're not going to go in first. You're not going to be self-serving. And so you're going to be, gracious enough to open the door and let those people who are walking a little bit more briskly than you were to get in that mall, let them get in there. And so you open the door for them. And let's see, you have maybe an older male or something, right? Probably a father or something in this situation, little family or something walking, and you have a older male father. Right behind him is his I would call him a young man, but really like a grown young man, a grown son or something, grown enough to be grown on paper, but still a son, right? You have that young man walking behind dad, and then you have middle-aged to old mom / whatever, you fill in the blank. And they all walk in this particular order because son is following father. You get what I'm saying? And they come in and you right before you got to the door, you pulled it open and you held it for them. you weren't looking for anything from them, right? You weren't expecting a reward or a pat on the back for that, but you were trying to show humility and humble yourselves just to the general people in general, to other people. But because of this narcissistic streak, these people walk in as if they're grand and throw their head up, and you see old guy dad do it, and he throws his head back. He's entitled. I'm this, I'm that, in his ego. And young son wants to be like dad. You get what I'm saying? Like I said a minute earlier. So young son throws his head back to emulate dad. And because mom is influenced by dad, mom is just going along for the ride. We don't know what she believes about this attitude, but as a matter of fact, mom says thank you. Mom says thank you going in the door to the person. Mom looks at the person in their face and says thank you so much. So maybe mom has all the sense in this scenario. But mom does that. And that was because mom had a mirror. Mom was able to reflect on the behaviors of who was around her and how that would have been rude or something. Someone's holding the door for you and you just walk in and you don't acknowledge that they did that for you. That they were trying to show you humility, folks. Narcissistic gene. The gesture. Right? So why do I honor Mother Earth? I honor Mother Earth and the great sun and the great moon goddess and the great nature goddess and the love goddess. Apollo, Af, right? The wind, right? The moon's sister, right? The winds. Honor y'all. So, who was I saying? I just got so overwhelmed with my family who are right before me, folks. I am blessed. And I would not trade this for treasure. The gesture. Why do we honor Mother Earth? We honor Mother Earth because this is her vessel, folks. She doesn't have to host you in her vessel because you don't understand and you're self-serving. You don't appreciate the things that were provided to you, right? So you got your crops, right? Because we all need our crops to eat and stuff, and the vegetation that grows that man can eat. But when man becomes a fucking fool and he hoards all of that up, tries to genetically mutate food or something, or put it in a way so that it can't reproduce itself. These are natural things that the Most High put into place, that Mama Earth is facilitating, folks. The great sun is facilitating, folks. Right? When you plant seeds, what do you expect? What do you hope for to happen to these seeds? You want the sunlight to shine on them, don't you? And you want them to be pushed out of that soil, don't you? See, duties. Things that are very vital to you, like I said, experiencing this material reality. But, the gesture, folks, you honor the heavens because they are doing a free will duty. The same way the Lord holds your life and allows you to be a fucking fool, in some cases, a serious fool, by denying his power, denying that he has control of your lives or something. When you're on that atheistic level, when you're miscreants in society, right? You're fucking fools, folks. You're not appreciating the things that he put forth into this material reality for you to learn something. And there are greater realities, folks. But that's where you want to be, because there's only ignorance in the lower realities, folks. I want you to think about how narcissists behave, folks. I want you to think about how ignorant and stupid they are overall. You empaths anyway, you people with nice hearts or big hearts. You understand what narcissism is, but narcissism have a demonic sickness, folks. They're not even able to reason. See like I was saying? And that is their curse. Do you understand? So if you're blessed to have a heart, you are blessed. And there's a possibility that you'll ride this day out and you'll see the sunset and you'll see all of the beauty, no pun intended, great one. And you'll see all of the beautiful things that are coming after this, that are coming down the pipe, folks. New rules. And when I say that, I'm saying that the status quo has to go. Ooh, that rhymes. Yeah, I've had a few drinks tonight. I'm feeling good and relaxed and I'm about to take it in. But, I was praying to the Most High. And sometimes when I'm praying to him, like I was saying, I may sing to him or something and he wants me to keep singing because he's enjoying it. What do I look like in that, not giving him the gesture, folks, when he's holding my life and shows me every day, folks? See, those are important things, right? And when you're the type of person who can walk around in this society with all this foolishness and all of this suffering and the take and the give and take and the push and pull and the bullshit, right? The rat race, the stress, right? There are those of you who have many things and you feel stressed, don't you? Because you got to keep those things. You got to pay taxes on these things. You got to worry about blah, blah, blah. You got to do this or that. If you got a business, you got to worry about that. All of these things are things that were constructs that were put into place, but now you see them being crumbled and they're falling apart, folks. Right? In order to have that new day and that better existence, certain things have to go. Don't you realize? Don't you see? And see, if you don't even have the eyes to see or feel, that's a better word to use for empaths. Those who have a heart can feel, folks. They can feel that this is not right about how things are going, folks. You watch people have more than you that dictate things to you about how you're going to live. And they have no clue on how you're actually living. See, the Most High can experience you living because he is you, folks. He experiences your pain like I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, this is all tied in, folks. I want you to understand that the gesture, folks, the gesture, right? Giving praise to God, offering him your food with anything that you're about to drink or eat or something, just as a sign of a token of your great praise and appreciation for him. Because he's giving you life. You understand? That's the whole point of the gesture. Having that type of heart will be we'll have that in the new society is what I'm trying to say. Right? But first, some things have to happen. And it's important because really, this is a conversation. Yeah, this is a late conversation. I think I'm about to take it into bed, but you're being warned on some level, right? Really, technically, that's what I'm doing, because if I'm telling you that what's down the road and, you're about to go over that cliff and you're just not really taking heed to what I'm saying, right? You'd rather go play the slots or, do this or do that. And in the meantime, all of this great stuff is unfolding before your eyes. Things you have no fucking control over, like I always say it. Right? But the rat race is someone constantly with their boot to your neck. Someone constantly with your nose to the grind. Right? They're pushing your nose to the grind at your expense, folks. Right? And that's why I said politics of the day on any side, anything you're talking about is all foolishness, folks, because in heavenly worlds, which are run much better than the society you're living in, right? Not the world you're living in, but the actual society in the world that you're living in, right? You're like germs. You're like germs that give people codes, folks, right? And Mother Earth is tired of your germs. There will be a better day, right? And there will be a small, select group of people who will actually see this day, folks, because they have the conscious heart and mind, folks, to sustain that existence, right? You guys haven't seen anything yet, folks. You really haven't. Just keep your eyes on some of these weather channels and stations and stuff, some of these main ones. Just pay attention to what's happening. See, they can't even lie about that, because if it's happening, folks. You get what I'm saying? The best of you know what time it is. So make sure that you offer the Lord praise, right? More importantly, make sure that you offer him anything that you're eating or doing that's sustaining your vessel, because he is your vessel, folks. He's giving you the experience to live life through him, folks. So when you're eating something, you're offering it to him, because that's keeping you replenished, folks. He's providing that as well, folks. The vegetation that you're eating. You get what I'm saying? there's a certain way the body works in its material realities for you to, he has built in, apparatuses to maintain this birthday suit you have, right? To keep you alive while you're doing all this stuff. Okay? So that's in a nutshell, just to piggyback off the previous video. I'm about to close in a minute, But I made that gesture to the Lord, and when I'm singing to Him, and and I get a little tired, guess what, folks? He knows that I'm doing that. He has actual understanding of me going through that or experiencing that, right? And so guess what I do, folks? Because I know that He knows, right? Then I quickly pull my mirror out right while I'm singing to Him, and I say, Lord, I need to sing to you because, Lord, you're more important. That's what I was trying to explain to y'all the other day. I'll tell Him that He's more important than anything, right? And I'll tell Him, Lord, I'm trying to keep focused on you. I could be tired, and be just a gesture, folks. Me willing to go that extra mile, which I've talked about before in other videos. Going that extra mile for Him is you not being self-centered when you know that He's God. If He tells you to get your ass out of bed, get your punk ass out the bed, folks. Because your ability to even take a breath of air with your eyes closed, because He sees the back of your throat when you sleep. And your ability for you to take your breaths is Him giving you life every time you breathe in and out, folks. It's literally true, folks. Okay? So the worst of you will hear this and scoff because you think it's about you, and that's why you're going to be done away with. You see how I'm trying to tie this all in? This is all educational for the greater things that are coming, folks. The best of you are being prepped consciously to understand this, and you will slowly but surely gravitate to the right way of thinking, which is your vibration, folks. So when there's time for cataclysm, right, or Mother Earth doing something that raises your vibrational level where maybe your birthday suit is not necessary, or maybe it is, but the climate's going to change in such a way that the worst are going to be swept out, right? I'm not the Most High, so I don't have the storyline, folks. He has it. But I know that there are some things that are going to take place, and I know that there's a reason for everything, folks. All of this great blessing and enlightenment is for a reason. Now I'm trying to teach you guys this enlightenment, and I told you there are further tools that I'll use to educate you later on. But for now, let's just let the good part of the story unfold, right? When the Most High shows you His power, folks, when you see the new day, if you're here to see it, right? Because here's the thing: if you don't get to see the new day, you're going to still exist, folks, but you're going to be on the other side of the fence, folks. You're going to experience life going that direction. And every time you experience a lifetime, you will feel more of that pain and misery, which are like lead rocks in your pants. Lead in your pants or something. A pocket full of pebbles or something. You're going to keep sinking. You're not going to ever be able to rise to this end of His spectrum, folks, which is where you experience the joy and no rat racing and all of this shit, right? This is when that time comes. This is when you can feel joy. This is what you can experience when you're living in the heavenly existence, folks. And since things are being changed before your eyes, be blessed to know that you know this at this point. The best of you anyway, who feel that joy, right? Every time your punk asses or one of you guys look at one of these channels, and I'm not talking about a YouTube channel, I'm talking about just any, or maybe a YouTube channel too, but anytime you're looking at anything about what's going on environmentally, and you see all of the way the weather and conditions change and certain things, and you know that God is doing this. If you're watching this video and I'm telling you certain things, you know that God is doing this, folks. So I have to know Him. I have to have a great friendship with Him, folks, because He is in charge of everything that happens, folks. And I could tell you something. If He moved me to tell you something was going to happen tomorrow or a specific day or something, which I've done, I'm trying to give you the tangibles so you can listen, folks. And it's not for me to lead you, but it's going to be the way it's going to be. But this is for me to get you to be awakened, folks. Right? to the realness of reality, folks. This is God's science. The reality of life is God's science, folks. Period. Don't know what you believe in, but I'm telling you the truth, and I'm giving you these tangibles to support that. Right? So you want to make gestures. You want to always offer God everything, right? Because he's your ability to have anything. Oh, you see what I'm saying? The worst of you won't see what I'm saying, though, folks. And that's called being self-centered. These are narcissistic traits. And I told you, narcissists are really just demoniacs, folks, in the bigger fight. The bigger fight is the real issue. You see how I'm running this all together, folks? You know, and I felt like maybe that first video I did, I had to really contemplate and think about a little bit more of how I was going to present this to you, right? And how I was going to get you to see and articulate it to you in a way that, sometimes I'm excited and I'm talking fast and, I'm Southern and, my Southern slang kicks out or whatever. And I'm doing all of that because I'm excited. But folks, this is really important. This is about your high vibration. If you've ever been, I don't care who you think you are, you're breathing air. If you're trying to make a way in this society, why do you have to do that? When everything can be given to you in abundance, folks. Everyone has everything. If you don't believe in that and understand it, it's because you want to be a narcissist. You want to have things over other people. Those types of feelings, folks, because that's what this is about, vibration. Those types of inner feelings will not allow you a place in high vibration, folks, because I keep telling you the universe is in oneness, folks. And all of the separation and that kind of lead rock scenario in your heart is going to weigh you down for these greater things, folks. It'll keep you out of it. And it's just his science, folks. He has a balance, right, in the universe. And you're going to always exist because you're going to be his energy. But if you fly that energy high or you let it sink low, wherever you keep that, when you leave this vessel, this is particularly for you in this experience. When you leave this experience and you check out, your energy will be you and you will have to be rebirthed and live a new lifetime. But on what end of the spectrum, folks? It may not seem much to you, but if you think you're suffering now with this slavery and stuff, then you realize, folks, in hellish worlds and the hellish worlds, it's much worse than that. I just want you to think about that. Whatever you think is the worst that you're seeing, multiply that times some number you can't even imagine, folks. And so if you're living in that experience, remember you're already embodying foolishness, and this is why the Lord is going to sweep you out, folks, and put you where you need to be with that foolishness. Y'all not getting this. Okay? So we'll be talking soon, folks, And the trouble is that many of you love bad behavior. Many of you love it, right? It feels so good to step on someone else's neck, folks. Not realizing what's ahead of you is that cliff, folks, right? Then the worst of you will go over that cliff and you will never see another brighter day. The best of you will go over that cliff and only to realize that you're in the hands of the Most High, literally. Then you won't fall, folks. You get what I'm saying? I was going to get a cup of coffee. I think I'm just going to go to bed, man. It's been a long, interesting day, though. But just think about what I'm saying, folks, right? Think about the technicals and the tangibles that I'm giving you, folks, right? And think about all the times I've done that or shown you something and you're still going dee-dee-dee-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee, right? Think about how frustrating that is to me. But I know there's a purpose, and every day new people subscribe, and I want to thank you guys. New people check the channel out and comment, right? Support, and I thank you guys, But really, you're the small lot of people that are starting to get it, right? And that's good enough. Starting like that is good enough because once you're starting to get it, you're going to offer and gesture to the Most High. You're going to make sure you give him praise every day. You're going to make sure you thank him for everything, including the water you drink, especially the water you drink, folks. Before you drink that water, you need to offer it to him, right? I don't care where you are. You need to offer it to him, folks, right? The gesture. You get what I'm saying? Honor the heavens, because that is the gesture for the duties that they're doing with free will for the Most High, right? They're doing it for him, but think about how you benefit, folks. You're able to experience. This is like this consciousness is like conscious inside weightlifting, folks, for your spirit. Spiritual weightlifting is what you're going through, a boot camp right now. Then the glorious part about this is, in the end, this boot camp becomes a paradise, folks. Or more like a heavenly world of current, or the heavenly worlds of current, I'm sorry. More like that, right? And the best of you want to see that day. The worst of you are trying to meet the status quo and are afraid it's going to be gone because you're afraid you're going to lose something. And isn't that what narcissists do, folks? I want you to evaluate yourselves, look in that mirror, because some of you don't have a mirror, and some of you may discover that you actually don't have a mirror, right? And you're the ones who are going to be done away with, for the record. So y'all hang tight for the next video. And we'll be talking soon. Y'all have a good evening, because it's pretty late and I just need to get to bed. Y'all take care.